Hello everybody, today I'm going to do a walkthrough of the Enchanter version of an EverQuest, and this starts in East Cabela's. As soon as you zone in, you will get a path that you need to follow to an NPC named Clonk Denip. If you need help finding the 15 locations as part of this quest, I have a video that I'll probably link, or you can find it in my video library, where I go through each location. Okay, so we need to find the NPC we need. So you get the task, and as soon as you get to this point in East Cabela's, you'll see the line. Okay, so you have to hail Clonk Denip and follow his dialogue, and he'll want you to demonstrate your mastery in illusionary arts. So that means you have to cast 4 illusions on yourself before he will give you the book that you need. And it's really handy. This quest actually has all the text you need to write back to him in like blue letters, so you just have to click on those. And that's a little strange. I've never seen that before in a quest. It must be something that they're doing that's a little bit newer. So my first illusion will be an Ixar. Second illusion, I think I will be a Frogluck, a Gunkton. Nope, a Fashiar. So there's 2. I'm pretty sure you have to be a player race, but I'm not like 100% sure. So you could probably cast any illusion. I don't know why I didn't try. I thought to be on the safe side I would choose like races that you would actually be, but I don't know. So there's my third illusion. And I kind of made a mistake here by choosing Troll, because you actually don't get to see the book handed to me on my cursor, but so as soon as I turn into a Troll here, you can see I get the collection of tattered letters. So then you right click on it, and then you just type in finished. So you should be ready to move on to the next step. And after you say finished, he'll actually give you a couple of pieces of dialogue in blue text that you might want to keep. Don't clear it out. I know that usually I like to clear my text out because my windows get like cluttered, but make sure to keep these blue text pieces up. So the first one will be like interrogate. So you're ready to move on in a second here. So make sure that you have an illusion Ixar on yourself and invis up, and head to the Shadow Knight Guild Hall. And I'll show you exactly where that is. Make sure you don't get attacked by NPCs here, which I had accidentally done, so basically if you've done any of the other epic quests for other classes, the task update you need is just in the basement area where you do the other where you get the update for the other epic quest tasks. So, but if you need help, I'll just show you exactly where it is. And I came up to the tower here for some reason, but that's not where you need to be. Just follow the stairways down. And make sure you get to the basement. So this is the basement area, and you'll just need to follow the hallways until you get to, well, I'll show you. Basically, I just kept making right turns, and eventually I got there. This quest has a lot of hallways, and it almost seems like they're mazes. It's actually the hardest part of the quest. But if you can get through that, the quest is pretty easy. Alright, so... Okay, now you'll get to Crusader Sref. So you'll need to cast an alliance spell of some kind on him. I casted Collaboration. And then he'll talk to you. So we'll cast it on him. And what I did was hail him and then use the blue text that said Emperor Viken. And then I used the dialogue that said, I am here to interrogate the prisoner on behalf of Emperor Viken. So then as soon as you say that, he should teleport you to a different area. And that's when the quest really starts. I accidentally typed everything out here. I should have just pressed the blue button. Alright, so there we go. Okay, so as soon as you're teleported here, look for the hidden doorway. And it'll be a symbol on the wall, one of the walls here. So there's the symbol, so just walk through there and you'll see a wild-eyed prisoner. So what you want to do is target him and say the word free. Well, hail him first, say free, and then cast a calm spell on him. I used Pacified Mind. I'm level 105 doing this quest, so I'll be using some higher level spells if people aren't the same level. So he'll start attacking the bars and everything, and he'll get out of the jail. So as soon as he's out, what you have to do is cast Pacified Mind on him again, or a calm spell. I had tried to hand him the book and he wouldn't take it. He has to be a little bit calmer, so you have to use a calm spell on him right now in order for him to take the book. So then hand him the book, and he'll teleport you to a different area. And you'll need to find a distraught high elf. And if you just follow along with me on the screen, I'll show you exactly where to find her. And this part's a little confusing because what you have to do is have the high elf illusion on. And don't hail her, just say the words S-E-R-O-L while the letters S-E-R-O-L. I kept getting transported back to a different area until I tried this. Just, you don't hail her or anything, you just type out those letters and you should be okay. And be sure to have the high elf illusion on. So when you get to this doorway, you'll see the phantasm. Take a right. Then I think you take a left, and you'll see a gnome in front of you. A dwarf. Just head towards the dwarf and take a right. And then take another right, and you should see the NPC you need. And I'll show you the mistake I made at first. So she kicked me back, and now I've returned. Don't hail her or anything. Be a high elf. Just say those letters, and you'll be transported to a new area. And now you'll need to find Trooper Crush. But, well, you'll need to follow him. At this point, you need to go to this room with a bunch of crates. And I'll show you how to get there. So at this point, let's see. Let me check my notes. I believe you go until you fall down. And take a right. Like I said, this is the most confusing part of the quest. But eventually, if you like walk around enough, you'll get to this point. And there's a bunch of barrels and crates. And once you click on the door, you'll get an emote telling you to hide. And I guess you can either charm the trooper that comes through, or you can hide behind the crates. I decided to hide behind crates. I was checking out my charm to see if that would be an option, but I decided not to do that. So I hid behind this barrel, and eventually you'll see the trooper come through, and he'll give some kind of emote saying that there was like a key hidden underneath a rock. So he'll crouch down, pick it up, unlock the door, and then you follow him through. So now that we're down here, we head east, and we have to find Krog Losaf, and he'll teleport you. This part I actually had a lot of trouble with because going through these tunnels is really difficult, and finding the NPCs you need is difficult. If you go like the wrong direction, it'll teleport you back. But if you just keep heading east, or try to make your way until you find him, it's a little bit time consuming, but it's worth it in the end. Okay, so once you find him, type out the word hammer and then the word C, and he will teleport away. And then just follow where I'm going, and you're on to the next part. down this hallway. Like I said, it's easy to get lost in this maze, but eventually you find him. Now you hail him and he starts attacking you. That's when you memory blur him. And now you'll be teleported to a different area after you do that. And you'll see a two-handed Enchanter pet in front of you. And to get past him, you need to cast a spin stun spell on it. So you cast it on him and he'll push you forward. And after that, if you look to the left, you should see a Dwarven Miner, and you have to cast Memory Blur on him. That'll take you to another area. This part's a little bit confusing too. You have to go up to the Phantasm and hail him, but for some reason I got attacked by this guy. And it was okay to kill him, so I just went ahead and I was unsure at first because the write-up I was reading didn't mention that you'd be attacked. So I was trying not to hurt him at first, and when I hailed the Phantasm, he started to walk away. So after hailing the Phantasm, eventually, I believe, got back to the room with the Enchanter pet, because I think it teleported me. Go back to the Dwarven Miner and blur him. And now we're back here, so the next step really didn't update until after I killed him. So I'll have to defeat him. So this is probably the hardest part of the quest that I had to do, was this part. There are usually a lot of good write-ups online, but I couldn't find like a decent one for doing this quest, so this part was kind of difficult, kept going in circles, but you just keep casting the spin stun and the memory blur on the miner. Eventually you'll reach the area down here, and you're ready to move on to the next step. Make sure that you get in the room with these 3 broken chests. So we're in the room, go forward, and we're transported to a hallway with 3 paths, and there's a blind projection in front of you. Just go to the right, and you'll be in an underground river, and you'll just keep swimming until you reach Lord's Corzin. And the screen kind of turned blue at this point. Not sure what that was about. I know doing my EverQuest for my shaman, the screen was turning different colors too. It's kind of neat. So you swim until you reach Lord Corzin, and he should be up here. He should be up here around the corner. Some more mazes. So just go up, forward until you reach last hallway. And there he is, but you have to be under Ixar illusion in order for him to talk to you. So as soon as you say slave, then he'll teleport you to the next step. And this part gets kind of strange. So you have to find Lavok Sref. He should be right in front of you. Say escape, and then say fear. And you'll be turned into a froglock. You'll be like shrouded into a froglock. If you're familiar with how to use shrouds, this should be easy. If not, then what you have to do is open your AA window, and you have to make hotkeys, activatable hotkeys for Insight and Replicate. Hopefully you're familiar with how to use shrouds, or else you probably won't know exactly what's going on. But just make those two hotkeys, put them on your hotbars, and just let yourself drown. So as you can see, you're running out of air. That's normal. So you've drowned to death, and now just respawn, and you'll be in the room you need to be in. So this is the last room of the quest, and what you'll need to do is cast Insight and Replicate on each NPC in here, and then say a certain word to the NPCs that are like standing by the fire. So I'm going to go in a certain order here. I don't know if you can do them out of order, but just go up to Hergor, cast Insight on him, then Replicate, and you'll actually turn into him. So as soon as you turn into him, go over to where Korg Lasaf is located and say cage to him. It should be in blue text. Should be. And you'll know it works once he disappears and you turn back into a froglock. Okay. So then now go over to Gila Brissock, cast Insight, Replicate, and now go over to Cyril, Lavok, and say concealed. Then go over to Krovesar, Dirkbringer, cast Insight, replicate, go back over to Asoph, Rogel, say minors, and now lastly go to Lord Corzin, cast Insight, replicate, go back over to Lavok Sref, and say insane. And that should be the end of the quest. Again, I apologize for a lot of the confusion when it comes to finding your way through the mazes. I wish I had better notes and I had done a better job at directions, but hopefully you had found your way through. I'll try to keep my blog updated on directions and stuff. So maybe I'll put a link to my blog about my experience with this particular quest, so look for that. So now it's time for the final hail. Go back to Felweath, do the hail, and get your ornamentation to put on your primary. So now your primary can look like your 1.5, or your 2.0, or your 1.0. So overall, it was kind of an easy quest except for all the running around and the maze parts. Hope everybody enjoyed this. Questions, comments, leave them below. Alright, thanks.